Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know, including Vince McMahon unloading TKO-Holdings stock, has another AEW star left the company, LA Knight's next feud already in place, The Rock talks offers to run for president, and more. Vince McMahon unloading TKO-Holdings stock. Topping today's news is the announcement that Vince McMahon is unloading 30% of his TKO-Holdings stock. TKO released a statement announcing McMahon is putting some of his shares in TKO-Holdings up for sale. WrestleTalk's Connell Rumsey noted how much McMahon plans to sell, as well as two parties that are interested in purchasing the stock. 8,400,000 shares equates to around 30% of his company's shares, with both Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro having interest in purchasing $1 million of shares each. As Rumsey noted, this follows TKO Holdings' recent quarterly earnings report, which contained the following language concerning McMahon's presence on the TKO Holdings board of directors and how it could impact the company. Mr. McMahon's membership on our board could expose us to negative publicity and/or have other adverse financial and operational impacts on our business. His membership also may result in additional scrutiny or otherwise exacerbate the other risks described herein. Any of these outcomes could directly or indirectly have adverse financial and operational impacts on our business. It is unknown if TKO's recent statement regarding McMahon played any role in his decision to sell the stock. One of the provisions of the WWE Endeavor merger was that McMahon would have the right to sell stock immediately after the merger. Wrestlelamia will continue following this story. Is LA Knight's next feud already in the works? It looks like LA Knight's next opponent has been revealed. Fans curious about who the SmackDown superstar would face after being fed to Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel need to wonder no further. Based on some recent social media activity, it looks like LA Knight will be facing Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Things began heating up after Grayson Waller tweeted, "Seems LA Knight is in desperate need of the Grayson Waller rub after Roman ran through him at Crown Jewel. Luckily, A-Town Down Under is a very handsome team, so maybe he could get back to managing some real stars to keep relevant." Waller's comments didn't go unnoticed by Knight, who responded, "This guy, playing on the internet." Knight even included a video inviting Waller to meet him on the 10th November edition of SmackDown.
Oh, first things first, who? Talk about relevancy. God damn. Look, tell you what, man, I don't do social media beef. So if you want to talk to me, I got something for you. Went ahead and talked to Nick Aldis, got this all set up. So tomorrow night on SmackDown, why don't you come on down? We'll do a little talking. While you're over here talking about this, that, you're giving all your opinions, the exact place where you can stick every one of those opinions is in your A-Town Down Under.
The WWE isn't wasting any time building up a new program for LA Knight. Some fans were concerned that the WWE might not know what to do with him after he lost at Crown Jewel. Knight's next program is important because he needs to show he's still gaining more fans and that he is no flash in the pan. There were reports that WWE was uncertain how long Knight's popularity would last, which was one of the reasons suggested for him not winning the Undisputed Championship. Regardless of why Knight lost, this is a fantastic opportunity. Both wrestlers have fought before. Knight and Waller feuded in NXT, so this program shouldn't take much work to get started. It suggests the WWE isn't done with LA Knight's push. It'll be interesting to see what Austin Theory's role in this program will be, and will Knight wind up getting a partner to help him if A-Town joins Waller? With John Cena headed back to Hollywood, Knight will have to find help elsewhere unless he opts to go it alone. What do you think of this potential program? Do you think this is good for Knight and Waller? Has another AEW star left the company? Some recent online activity has fans and wrestling writers speculating that AEW has parted ways with yet another wrestler. While PW Insider is reporting that the two sides mutually agreed to part ways, the story has not been confirmed. Things began when Ringside News' H. Jenkins reported that AEW's female talent The Bunny removed AEW from her Instagram page. Now, Ringside News' Jenkins is reporting, as it stands, AEW has now removed The Bunny from their official roster page, suggesting that she is no longer part of the organization. The timing of this development adds an interesting layer to the situation. If The Bunny has left AEW, it's not a shocker as AEW continues to have an incredibly large, some might say ridiculously large roster. Rather than releasing wrestlers, AEW seems to be going with a policy of letting their current deals expire and choosing not to renew their contracts. Some fans may be even more excited to learn that The Bunny is the latest wrestler to open an OnlyFans account. Admirers of the female anatomy have seen an increase in the number of female wrestlers showing their assets for fans willing to pay, and as we'll see next, a male wrestler could be joining OnlyFans soon. Is a recently released WWE superstar considering an OnlyFans account? Looks like female superstars may not be the only wrestlers headed to OnlyFans. Recently released wrestler Matt Riddle teased fans with a recent tweet. "My 90 days are almost up and I'm weighing my options. Hashtag OnlyFans, hashtag bro, hashtag dude, hashtag stallion, hashtag wop, hashtag wob, hashtag abs, hashtag speedo, hashtag thirsty Thursday, hashtag fansly." Riddle has a match scheduled against Rob Van Dam in 2024 and has other business projects in the works. What did you think of this latest development from Riddle? Did Tony Khan turn down a deal with the CW? Interesting news concerning AEW president Tony Khan and the CW. By now, you've likely heard the news that NXT will be airing on the CW come the 2024 fall season. However, a new report states that the network, best known for its plethora of superhero shows and teen dramas, was interested in bringing Ring of Honor to its schedule. Nick Hausman of House of Wrestling broke the following story. House of Wrestling has learned that a high-level CW executive approached Khan at the LA Forum in June 2022 about bringing Ring of Honor content to the network. We are unsure if this was before talks between the CW and the NWA or WWE NXT were underway. From what we understand, Khan did not pursue talks with the CW as he refuses to seriously entertain new deals for ROH until AEW TV rights are in play, which will be in 2024. Hausman explained why keeping ROH off the table is so important to Khan's game plan for AEW. Khan feels that by waiting, he'll have more options and leverage in the marketplace. It was noted to House of Wrestling that Khan found the CW executive to be very pleasant and someone he enjoyed visiting with, but it was just not the right time to make a deal. Is The Rock headed to the White House? Could the WWE Universe see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the Oval Office? It's been joked about in the past, but it turns out there was major interest in Johnson running for the highest office in the land. However, what does the People's Champion think about this? The former WWE superstar turned box office superstar discussed a potential political career during a recent interview with Trevor Noah, and Noah recalled a 2021 poll where 46% of Americans said they'd support The Rock if he campaigned for president. The Rock told Noah that he had some incredible opportunities to run. That was an interesting poll that happened, and I was really moved by that. I was really blown away, and I was really honored. I'll share this little bit with you. At the end of the year in 2022, I got a visit from the parties asking me if I was going to run and if I could run. So what was The Rock's response to these offers? It was a big deal and it came out of the blue. It was one after the other, and they brought up that poll, and they also brought up their own deep dive research that would prove that should I ever go down that road, I'd be a real contender. It was all very surreal because that's never been my goal. My goal has never been to be in politics. As a matter of fact, there's a lot about politics that I hate. If you've watched the TV series Young Rock, you know that the show is framed around The Rock's 2032 campaign for president as he looks back at his early life. That's not the only time a Rock as president scenario has been entertained. Fans who had the misfortune of playing WWE 2K20 may remember the My Career mode, which showed a future timeline where The Rock was president. Is The Rock somehow destined to become president? Would you vote for The Rock? Undertaker clarifies comments about today's generations being soft. Last but not least, The Undertaker is clarifying some controversial comments he made about today's generation of wrestlers. Back in 2021, Taker told Joe Rogan that he thought today's wrestlers were soft compared to the generation he grew up under. However, The Undertaker seems to have rethought his previous opinion. The Phenom acknowledged that wrestlers' medical treatment has improved dramatically since his day. He discussed the changes during an episode of his 6 Feet Under podcast. It's amazing now, all the protocols that are in place. We're treated today like NFL players, NBA players, Major League Baseball guys. There's a list of protocols you have to clear once you get injured before you get back in the ring. Back in the day, we didn't have trainers that traveled with us. The Phenom added, I'll have to be honest, for me, it was hard to accept that at first because it was, man, everything's getting soft now. I appreciated that badge of honor, as silly as that sounds. It was hard for me to accept that. Man, our business is getting soft. It wasn't getting soft, it was getting smarter. While wrestling can still be dangerous, recent situations like Ricochet being put into concussion protocol after a potential injury on Raw suggest just how much things have improved. Well guys, there you have it, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.